Hello guys, it's Shewolf here live from the Shewolf office in Austria, and I decided to start my own YouTube channel, not because everyone else is doing so, but for me, for example, Facebook is not so much fun as it used to be, and I'm not the Instagram girl. So here we go, we have now a YouTube channel. And I really wanted to speak to you guys about success in business, because I have worked with so many women where it's really all about, okay, let's level up, let's level up, let's level up. And for me, for example, it was the same thing, because when I came into business, I was shown like, oh, you just have to align with your desires, or you just have to like tap the resistance away, or you have to journal about your goal. And what happened to me was that I actually ended up not moving as fast as I desired to. And all of my clients had experienced the same. And I have been lately changing around a lot in my business, because I found it's not only about pattern work. It's not only about healing. It's not only about strategy. In fact, it's none of that. And I'm gonna share with you a little bit about my journey. So as you guys know, I'm a 7-figure mentor, and my journey has drastically changed in February 2022, because after the passing of my twin sister, I felt like there is some form of identity crisis going on. I thought it's a identity crisis, but it was not an identity crisis. It was way bigger than that. And oh my gosh, if I would have only known what that is and what is coming out of that, back then I could not understand it, because I was grieving, and then I was having that identity crisis, and I was feeling like, okay, something is not quite right here. Um, in a sense of, there are 8 billion people on planet Earth, and I have worked so much with humans on their pattern behavior, on their mindset. And then I thought, like, you know what? It's all just perception. And if all is just perception, how can it be then the one truth? It's just not possible, because it's 8 billion truths. And then I had that calling within me, like the big question that said, okay, if there are 8 billion perceptions, there is no truth. And I knew that there is one truth. So I started seeking that truth. And for me, it happened like really, really quick. And people would call it like the awakening. If you know, like big names, for example, Eckhart Tolle and so on, they all speak about that awakening. And this is what happened to me, because I remember I woke up one night and I had a feeling like I'm floating out of my body. And then I went to see a psychotherapist. I don't know, is that the English word? So I went to see this person, and they told me, oh, you're kind of like disassociating from yourself. So you need to stay in your body. And they gave me practices on how to stay in my body, but nothing changed for me. The big question was still there, and it felt like my matrix got a crack. It got a huge crack after the passing of my twin sister, and I was like, wait a second, like something is not quite right here. I know this is not true. I knew that, like I knew that for sure. I didn't have proof, but I knew it. And so what happened is, 2 weeks after the passing, I sat on my couch and I heard a voice saying to me, go and watch Matrix. And I was watching Matrix, and then I was like, holy heck. I don't know what this movie means, but I just know that there is truth to be found in there. And the more I evolved in my journey, the more I dig deep into the ascension, what happened then is I found that we are living in a simulation. Meaning, and I know that this is not going to be for everyone, yeah, But whatever you see in the 3D world, we call it the 3D world, which is the matrix. So literally, everything that you see right here, right now, is only a projection of who you are, in a sense of, and here is the thing. If you are being still, you're human. If you're still being that identification with I, you will always project out there, money has limits, money takes long, I'm not able to get clients, I need a better strategy. Whatever it is, your human eye is going to project everything into the matrix. And if you look at the movie, The Matrix, what they do is when they awaken Neo, he exits the matrix. And it did not make a lot of sense to me when I watched the movie first. Now it's super clear to me because I know now exactly what they mean by that. And if you keep doing your journey here as humans, like the identification of being human, the identification of I as the personality, I as my mind, I as the personality that has all the woundings, I the personality that needs the mindset work and whatever, then success, fulfillment, and really fulfilling your purpose is going not only to take a lot of time, but for some, it's not even going to be possible to fulfill their purpose. And this is why they have to come back after the life has ended and do it all over again. And what I mean with like the human eye. So you come to planet Earth and you are born as a child. And what happens then is you forget where you originally came from. You forget that you had past lives. You forget why you came here for. And then people raise you and you get educated and everything. And this is where you then get trained with the mind. And what do I have here? So you get trained with the mind, and then the wounding happens, the abandonment happens, the rejection happens, and then the being unlovable happens. And this is why when people then go and say like, oh, I have to work on being worthy, I have to work on my mindset, I have to work on this, I have to work on that, because you're trying to fix your human being, when in fact the human being is not who you are. The human being is just like an avatar that you play in this lifetime. And the moment when you awaken, you see that who you are right now, in the flesh, in the body, this is not you. This is just like part of how you get to play in this lifetime. And when you awaken, what you also see super clearly is it's really all connected. And for me, it happened in a sense of like, I started to see everything as light, meaning when I was looking at a tree, when I was looking at my dogs, I could see the connections. And when I look at other humans, I can also see the connection. And I know not every mind can grasp what I'm saying here, but at the end of the day, we are all connected, because there is you, the human identification. Then there is the higher self, and the higher self is also just part of the oversoul, and the oversoul is one. So we are all one. And then there are these split pieces of the oversoul, which are the higher selves. So whenever you meet someone, you're actually meeting yourself. Whenever you meet someone, you're actually meeting yourself. And when you know that all is one, there is also no time, there is also no space. And this is what I have found, especially in the coaching industry, that people try to fix humans when in fact you, as who you really are, were never broken. You were never broken, because it is the human and the persona in that human, the mind, that has the wounding, but not who you really are, because yourself has never been wounded. Yourself doesn't need any fixing. And this is why humans try to align with their desires, align with what they want, doing all forms of, I don't know, tools like EFT or journaling or like the body work, the nervous system. So you are trying to fix something that was never broken, because you are not your human, you are self. And in order to really know what self is, the awakening needs to happen. And against the common perception of, oh, my higher self is me. No, that higher self is also just part of the oversoul. There is something bigger than the higher self. The higher self is only just a fragment of the oversoul. So what you want to do is really awaken to your oversoul. And what happens next is you don't need any certification anymore. You don't need to read any book anymore, whatever, because all the knowledge is accessible to you right now. So if you're being in that oversoul consciousness, what happens is when you have a desire, you don't have to align with it anymore, because you are being it. And also, you will see that you don't fall out of that alignment anymore, because you are being that. So therefore, it comes a lot quicker. There is no resistance, and it's all really, really smooth, and there are no ebbs and flows anymore. Ebbs and flows, as the industry describes, the ebbs and flows, they typically happen when I bounce back, forth and back between who I really am and the human, who I really am and the human, who I really am and the human. Because who you really are knows about the truth. Who you really are knows that this is just a matrix, and it's a big playground where you get to play in there, where you get to create with bliss, with joy, with excitement. And therefore, you don't have these ups and downs of like, oh, today I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling anxious. This is all human identification. And this comes when you get soaked into that human beingness again, when in fact that was never you. And I like to compare it with a dream, because when you are dreaming, for you in the dream, everything seems like super real, like super, super real. When you are in that dream, everything is real. Like whenever someone is like chasing you in the dream, or you're a millionaire in the dream, or you're kind of like having a vacation with a private jet in the dream, it feels freaking real. It is real. But you don't know it's not real. And that is the matrix. That is what is actually happening in our life experience. It is that dream. We are not awake unless we awaken, and know this is only the dream. And when you know that you have been living in a dream, you know also who you are, and you know also what your power is, and you know also what you are actually here for creating. And that is so much bigger than any form of program. That is so much bigger than anything that you know, because you do have a life purpose. And that life purpose, if you don't find it in this life, you will come back and play another round to find it out. However, when you're really being who you are, connected to your oversoul, what happens is you just know your purpose. You know it instantly. And it's like so big. It is going to be for you and for everyone. That's why people say for the highest good of all, because the highest good of all involves you, everyone else on the planet, because everyone else on the planet is you, and the planet itself, because we do need a place to live. And when people ask me like, but how do I wake up from that dream? Imagine you're dreaming at night, and then you meet me in your dream, and I tell you like, hey, wake up. You're not waking up because I tell you to wake up. And also, if I would tell you, like, here is the door, go through the door, and I do so in that dream, you walk through the door and you're still in the dream. And this is the thing about dreaming. This is the thing about the matrix. You cannot just exit it because someone in your dream told you so. There are a few people who manage to do so, but they are very, very, very few. The majority is not able to wake up by themselves. It's like me having a dream, telling myself, oh, I need to wake up, I need to wake up, I need to wake up. It's just not going to happen. I'm still in that dream. So how do I actually wake up from my dream is the morning comes around, the body initiates the waking up, or someone from outside wakes you up, but no one from within the dream. So, and the same principle literally applies to the awakening in this age, to the awakening of the matrix. The moment you have awakened, you see everything is just a matrix. You see who you really are. And as a matter of fact, you see so much more. You see time frames or timelines. They do not even exist. You see space is not existing. You see patterns, blocks, like blockages or mindset issues. They are not even existing. They are all just stuff of your human avatar. And if I was to describe it, like whenever my human avatar soaks me in, it's like, okay, here we go again. We have thought process. You don't have thought process anymore when you're outside of the matrix, when you're in your consciousness, when you're in your divine consciousness, the oversoul, because there no thought exists, there no emotion exists, there no pattern exists, because you are limitless. And therefore, when you have that self-awareness, what happens is you love to go into the matrix and create miracles, and not only create them, but command them. And I'm really, really grateful because through, how am I going to say, through the event of the transitioning of my twin sister, I got to awaken. And now what happened is I started asking myself the question, who am I? Who am I? And it was such a deep, desiring question within me. I could not find the answer. And this is why I started to awaken. And now I have a whole new picture on the entire planet. I have a whole new picture how life is working. And I have a whole new picture on why we're actually here. And ever since I awakened, I found my purpose. And also with the purpose, you don't just start a business for the sake of making money. You don't just sign clients for the sake of signing clients. It is a purpose that is so big. It is a desire deep within you that you know you cannot not do it. And this kind of purpose has each and every single person within you, and it can only be found through awakening. If you're not awakening, you're dreaming. So let me know if this makes sense to you. Let me know if this makes sense to you. And if you resonate, if a part within you is resonating with what I'm saying, you can follow me actually on my Instagram, which is Shewolf Impact, or on my Facebook, where I will be sharing. Facebook is also Shewolf Impact, where I will be sharing a lot more stuff about this. And I will also, like, my purpose is to awaken people, because I want everyone to experience the exact same thing, the exact same unknown knowing, because this is self-empowerment. You don't need anyone else to empower you after you have awakened, because then all the answers that you ever seek are within you. Whatever it is that you desire to create, if it is wealth, if it is success, if it is whatever you desire, All the answers are within you, and you will never ever need another other person who is also not awakened to tell you what to do. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I get to see you soon.